tư liệu là như vậy là đạo diễn. So tonight we are here for the screening of the Whistleblower of My Lai, which is a documentary directed by a well-known director, Connie Field, Emmy Award recipient and Academy Award nominee, Connie Field.
Wow.
Yeah.
She and Pierre, her husband, came all the way from California to be with us tonight. So it is a great pleasure and privilege. Chị Connie và anh Pierre, chồng của chị, đã bay từ California đến với first time this documentary film is being screened, being shown in Vietnam. So you have that privilege and pleasure. Nhưng mà cái mà chúng ta cần phải nhớ, cái bộ phim này là được sản xuất vào đúng 50 năm tưởng niệm vụ thảm sát My Lai. It is no coincidence that this documentary film, meaningful documentary film, was done the year of the 50th anniversary of the My Lai tragedy, the My Lai massacre. But I need to tell you that 20 years ago, in 1998, a Vietnamese filmmaker, well known by the name of Trần Văn Thủy, did also a documentary about My Lai called The Sound of the Violin in My Lai. Nhưng mà tôi cũng phải là nhắc chúng ta rằng về cái câu chuyện là đau buồn, thương xót My Lai thì đã từng có một cái bộ phim tư liệu khác đã được nhà đạo diễn phim tư liệu nổi tiếng của Việt Nam là ông Trần Văn Thủy thì đã như vậy thực hiện cái phim mang tên là Tiếng Vị Cầm ở My Lai. Trong cái bộ phim đó thì cũng có thấy là ông Hugh Thompson là một nhân vật chính trong cái bộ phim của chị Connie Field. Cũng có ông Larry Coben, cũng là vị anh hùng thứ nhì trong cái vụ là cứu sống. Trong cái vụ cứu sống là hai người phụ nữ nông dân ở Sơn Mỹ năm xưa. Cũng thấy là cả trưởng đoàn của đoàn các cựu chiến binh Hoa Kỳ vì hòa bình là VFP là ông Chuck Searcy chắc có mặt ở đây. Chuck, raise your hand. This is Chuck. He was in the documentary The Sound of the Violin in My Lai that was created back 20 years ago, and which shows, I call them heroes, Hugh Thompson and Larry Coben, because the third hero, unfortunately, had died right after My Lai. So there was Hugh Thompson and Larry Coben who met again 30 years after the tragedy with the two women that they saved. And that is an undescribable moment. Như vậy là trong cái phim đó thì đã thấy anh Hugh Thompson và anh Larry Coben mà tôi gọi là hai anh hùng vĩ đại, rất dũng cảm để cứu là những nạn nhân dân thường tại Sơn Mỹ. So I will say no more because I want Connie to introduce the why and the how of and the what for of the documentary that she's bringing to us. So Connie?
Thank you very much, Minh. Thank you. Okay, it's fine. Mostly I like to talk after film is shown if people have questions about it, but this project, the film is really about the creation of an opera. And it was the composer of that opera who was deeply affected by what happened in My Lai when he was just a young person in high school. And
Give me time to như vậy là tôi muốn.
And like many young people in the United States during that time, it very much radicalized him, made him aware of what his country was doing, made him aware of what his fellow Americans were doing. And it just changed his entire view of the world. So he's carried this with him his entire life. He also was one of the people, Hugh Thompson stayed in the military after this happened for his whole life. I mean, he was very committed, he loved the military, but he was ostracized, he got death threats, he got rats thrown on his front porch. It was actually very, 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 very tough. And there was a, and he remained interested in this his entire life. In fact, there was a campaign that people waged in terms of getting the military to honor what Larry and Hugh had done. And Jonathan was personally very involved in that campaign. So I'm saying this because this work of this opera is really Jonathan's passion. And I went along and made a film about him making his passion, and as you'll see in the film, did things to expand what I think is an audience's understanding of what went on beyond what you could see just in the opera. And in fact, the opera is much longer, obviously, than what I have in the film. I just have parts of it, and we're also trying to see if there's a way that the opera itself can come and be performed here in Vietnam. And in fact, this is the first time this film is being shown anywhere. We just finished it. So, but because of the timing and the meaning of this being the 50th anniversary, we felt it was very, very important to bring it here to Vietnam. And we really have to thank Ron Carver for doing that, because it was Ron's idea completely. I definitely appreciate all the work that Ron's done. Thank you.